Hey guys, it's your girl Truth Slayer. What's up? What's up? It's been a minute since I've been around. Girl, been busy. Anyway, I'm just coming through to see what's been going on. Shout out to everybody that supports your girl Truth over here. I appreciate you guys. Everybody that rocks with your girl, I appreciate you. It's been so much going on. The last say like 2.5 weeks. It is so much. I'm just coming through, see what everybody been doing. Hold on, I'm gonna drop the thing in here. I'm gonna drop the link. Hopefully, when they make people will come by. I'm only gonna be very briefly. So you come through, hit the link. Hold on one second. Okay, here we go. Okay, hey Felicia, hey baby, what's up? It's been a minute. Yeah, I'm doing good. Just trying to maintain too, baby. Yeah. Oof, it is hot. I just came out of the tub and I'm cooling off, but it is hot. Uh, do they are they Miss Felicia? Do you know? Or do they still are they still having protests that you know of around your area? Are they still doing the protests? Uh, we don't. We had a couple of them, but they were peaceful protests. As far as that, now where I live at, guess what? Today I was looking at it. Well, listening to the local news, and they have declared the county where I live at to be a hot spot. Right. Currently, we are on the rise with the COVID-19, and I think that's because they opened up so fast, and because I'm in a tourist area. I mean, basically since Memorial Weekend at City Hall and Mayor's Hall. Okay, so but I am not surprised about the coronavirus that is going to go. We'll see an uptick in the cases. I don't. I don't. I don't think it necessarily is one reason, like one particular thing. I don't think it's because of the protest that's going on. Not necessarily. I think it's a combination of most states opening up early, and then you got a protest. You got a lot of stuff. But my county has been considered deemed a hot spot. But you got everything's been peaceful since the college students assault. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's really good. Yeah. Do you think, Felicia, Miss Felicia, do you think that they will, if the COVID-19 cases increase, do you think there's a possibility that they'll shut the country down again, or do you think good or bad, we're gonna ride it out? You know, me and one of my friends was having a discussion about that. Do you think, because basically everything that's going on, uh, not just the protests, but just opening up all these states. I wondered if it does spring out. I think I heard it's going to be. They're predicting a whole. What was like the number to be like 200,000 deaths from COVID-19 by September. I think that's what I heard. Don't hold me to that. Yeah, I think that's what I heard now. Mm. gonna be interesting. I'm just emotionally drained. I know. It is. Go, move, Summer. Go. Talking to the dog. She wanna come get under my feet. I am too. This whole time, it's like one thing after another thing after another thing after another thing. I know that y'all had some problems in Georgia with the voting. I saw that on the news that they weren't prepared. A lot of different things going on. Now we didn't. At least where I went to vote, and it's in my neighborhood. We didn't have any problem. It was pretty peaceful. Lord, I think this boy got this television on too loud. Oh. Continue prayers and peace for you and your friends. Same thing to you, Miss Felicia B. Same thing to you and your family, your beautiful son. Definitely. But like I said, I just was popping in. Yep, I had to. You had to wait 2 hours and 30. But you did it. I'm glad that you hung in there. Oh, I'm glad that you did. But I did. Rock that vote through. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly. Let me see. Do it seem to you like this feels different than other things that we've heard, after a horrific or a tragedy death, due to a police officer? This time, does it seem different to you? To me, it feels different. It really does. It feels different. Um, it feels like something is changing, and that's for the best, though. It feels different to me. Speaking of that, have you ever heard of what is it? Culture? No. Cancel culture. Have you ever heard of that before? Let me tell you, the first time I heard that was the other day. Something in the atmosphere. And so I did my due diligent researching to find out about what this cancel culture is. And basically it's coming from from what I saw on Twitter, is Generation X. Cancel culture is whenever it say that if you did something 6 years ago, whatever, they find out what you did and they hold you accountable. They put your business out. And so there was, yes, cancel culture. I'll give you the actual definition, but I had to look that up. Uh-huh. That's it, cancel culture. Hold on, I'll give you the almost like a blackout. Exactly. Now, according to this, the little definition is the act of canceling, also referred to as cancel culture, a variant of the term called culture, describes a form of boycott in which an individual, usually a celebrity, who has shared a questionable or controversial opinion or has had behavior in their past that is perceived to be offensive, record on social media, or it could be online shaming. Yes, these folks trying to cancel everyone and everything. Hey, my 2 cents. Hey, boo. I'm gonna drop the I'm gonna drop the thing. Drop the thing if you want to come in, my 2 cents. I'm gonna drop the link. Yeah, but do you think some of these people should be counseled? But do you think that it's fair or it's not? Click the link. My 2 cents, baby. Come through. I want your opinion on this counsel culture. Click the. What's your thoughts? Do you think people should be doing this, the council culture, or it's not fair? From what I was reading is, I'll give you one side. One side said that it's not fair to people because say you're 25, okay, and you may have made posted some bad things, or I mean, not your good moments. Say when you were 21, and so the opinion is that people grow up, they change, and you shouldn't hold their past against them. That's one thought. The second thought is the second thought is that if you're it is people should be held accountable for what they've done in the past. Oh, okay, let me bring you on in, baby. I know you was right there. People. Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh. Yes, I hear you. People grow and
Okay.
learn. Hey, shut the door. Did you hear what I was saying about council culture? Felicia, you think you
Um,
said people grow and learn? What's your thoughts on that? My 2 cents, baby.
well, I didn't hear it. I had literally just popped on, but I had heard something about that because I didn't really know what it was,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, I think it can be. I mean, they've exposed they've exposed quite a few people who have done some real,
That
silly stuff. You know what I mean? That really, in my opinion, a lot of them have deserved it.
uh-huh. Well, that's what Felicia just put up here. Council culture, almost like a exposed season. Mm-hmm. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the pop culture dictionary, council culture refers to. Hold on, let me move that out of the way. To the popular practice of withdrawing support from canceling public figures and companies after they have done or said something considered objectionable or offensive. Cancel culture is generally discussed as being performed on social media in the form of group shaming. Exactly, shaming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's your opinion? You think? Because like as Felicia was saying, they trying to cancel everybody. Because like as Felicia was saying,
Wait a minute.
they trying to
Uh-oh, I
cancel
got you in the background. Hold
everybody.
on. Okay, I don't want to be getting any
Okay.
feedback.
Uh,
Oh, girl, I apologize. I'm doing like 5 different things at one
multitasking.
time. I couldn't get on my computer. It's I'm trying to update it and
No,
it's
that's
giving
cool.
me problems.
It's cool. I just want to jump on a few minutes. Group thinking. Felicia says group thinking and shaming. But is it shaming or is it holding accountable? You know, you see what I'm saying? Is it holding?
I mean, wouldn't it be the with like the lady, okay, the one who called the police on the man who asked her, in Central Park, the
Mm-hmm.
Central Park
Amy.
incident.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Amy.
Okay, and I mean they were the ones that like put her employer out there and stuff like that. right?
Yeah, they contacted when the black guy, he was filming her, and when he put it on Facebook or Twitter, anyway, the people online, not him, they found out, this lady had found out where her employer was and all, where she worked and all this stuff, and that's how it went viral, and she lost her job. She said it ruined her whole life, so of course she's issued an apology.
Mm,
Now, I know what you're gonna say. Well, would she have issued the apology if she wouldn't have been put out, aired out?
no.
But yeah, she said her life has been ruined since then.
No. What was this? Okay, what happened? Okay, were they involved with the guy who was got into it with the FedEx drivers? And they were recording him. They actually delivered a package. His wife had ordered something,
Wait.
and he was telling them about get off his property and all of that when they were
Mhm.
just doing their job.
Mhm.
So I mean, wasn't he exposed as well? I think
Yep.
didn't
Uh huh.
they went after him too, didn't they?
Yeah. You know what? Even I'm looking at this. It's a. I didn't know a lot of people. They had these little where they been trying to counsel them. You know, the most recent one. One of them. I'm talking about well-known person, is Drew Brees. Is one of them after his. Okay, Felicia says accountability. So is it more accountability or is it more shame? Shaming. Thoughts. Which one do you think it is? Or what's your
I mean, I don't. I mean, you would probably have to ask them, but I mean, I would
no, we can I just
go on the side of accountability, but because some people do that kind of stuff, and I mean, hell,
mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, what she said, Felicia says that he was because he was in his FedEx uniform, but he was in the right. Yep. Uh-huh. And then she says, depends on the situation. You know what? I can go with it. I can agree with that. Depends on the situation. I mean, am I doing this to be spiteful and hurtful? You know what I'm talking about? What's my motive behind this? Do these or does this person like say if you did a
Mhm.
crime, something really heinous, but you're in a position of authority, such as a teacher or something, in your past, should that come out? Yeah. I would want to know. Would you not want to know? I know they can say, well, you whatever, even if you did something, you paid your debt to society. No, because we it's certain things I think that need to come out. I do. What's the intention? That's what Felicia says. What's the intention? Go ahead, talk for a minute. Go ahead, my two cents. Let me shut
And
my phone.
you're saying in terms of the what's the name of the group again?
It's called council culture.
Culture. Okay, that's what you're saying in terms of them doing the
But that's
exposing.
the whole movement. That's what it's called. Is just this mindset. If you did something, shame you or just put out what you did in your past. And 99.9%, the person is apologetic. They apologizes and vows they're going to be a better person. After they're aired out from things they done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
That's what usually happens.
Well, I mean, I guess I would say, in my opinion, it would depend on the sincerity of the apology.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, because like I mean, some people it's like, okay, are you really giving a heartfelt apology and really remorseful about what you did or said, or are you you just doing it because you basically been pressured into doing so, or your PR, if it's a celebrity or something like that, your PR person says, "Hey, this is what you have to do." You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean I look at it like that, and of course listen to the words that a person says. You know what I mean? And because I feel like if it's something that someone else wrote for you, then no.
But
I mean, it's not acceptable in my opinion.
when I was looking at this, and I went on Twitter, I was on Instagram, then I went to Twitter, and I was looking, and on one of the threads, somebody said, what is it? It said that they said that that's why on social media, because of their job, somebody said they got fired because they posted something on their social media, Facebook, I think that's what it said. And then following the thread, it was saying, of course, it's like, well, it depends on what job you have. Some jobs, you have to. What's the word? What is the thing?
Moral clauses.
Yeah, that's it. Brain part.
Mhm.
But we really wouldn't know this. And so, in then it sparked people saying, well, and I thought it just happened on YouTube. They said, no, this generation, they said that they dox. And they spelled DOX. X. They dox you, and they will they'll look up your employer and then send them whatever you posted or said. So in that thread, they were saying that if you're gonna be at this time, if you're gonna be on social media, you shouldn't use your picture, you shouldn't use your name because you're human. And if
Mhm.
you're passionate about something, I think that person that lost their job was a conservative, but they lost their job. And I'm like, you know what? It is a good discussion because are you holding the person accountable for it? Does it, I mean, even if, let's just say if they was shitty, if that was a shitty person, how does them being a shitty person affect my life? You know what I'm talking about? Is,
Mhm.
how is it really affecting me? Um, but they said that people are losing their careers, their jobs over things. Like you can't. And they said the movement behind this is called the Generation X. Generation X are like your 20 some years. They say this is a not give two fuck generation. That is exactly what I read now. They don't give two fucks. And so I think like even when what happened with Drew Brees, I think that but think about I think that some people I think that you can be sincere to the best of your ability, but
Well,
sincerely
I mean,
ignorant.
do you think that Drew Brees' apology was sincere, or he basically was reading from what what someone else wrote for him? Say, okay, you say this.
I think that he definitely had help constructing what he wrote, but to be honest, if I look past that one thing, the millions that the man has donated to rebuild in New Orleans, the really, I think that he was looking at life through his. I think he's a good person, but if you're only raised around, if you just our experiences, how we're raised, what we see, how we grow up, it dictates how we perceive things. The YOLO generation,
Mhm.
and I don't think
Mhm.
I think they said his dad. One of them was a lawyer. He didn't come from just poor. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
I think that when he was saying that he truly felt like the flag or kneeling that it was being disrespectful to the patriotism based on his father and grandfather serving in the military. I think he truly believed that. You see, Felicia said she think that he was sincere. She says, I think he was
Hmm.
sincere, but a lot of a lot of stuff is timing. Exactly. Because once he apologized, he came back again and he tweeted at the real Donald Trump, the president. And I was kind of surprised. Now he did that now at Donald Trump. Send him a text. A
Oh
picture.
yeah.
Yeah, if I would have thought I would have had it pulled up. I didn't know it was gonna go there. But yeah, I do. But do I think that now people will is no matter what, he'll forever
Okay.
have a little stain behind his name? Yep, I do.
Okay. What about the CEO of CrossFit, Greg Glassman?
Um,
What he did? Well, what he said rather.
I think it was insensitive. I think it was rude, but I think that he was sincere, and he got caught with his pants down. Yeah, I do. And I know you're gonna say, "Well, you're giving Drew a pass." I don't think so. But yeah, I think that
I mean,
maybe.
I could, okay, if I had to choose a side between the two of them, okay, I'd go ahead and go with Drew Brees. However, because what what this CrossFit CEO guy said was just, I mean, to me, like, no, that's not forgivable. Like, I
Uh-huh.
mean, it was totally insensitive. It was, I mean, and the thing was, he was so comfortable to say
Mm-hmm.
what he said, not realizing that someone in that call, which they were on a Zoom call,
Mm-hmm.
which is a private select
Wait a minute.
people.
Wait a minute. My two cents. Tell Felicia she give her the backstory with the CEO former now of CrossFit. She want to know what happened.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. Tell her why Grafton.
Okay. He is the CEO of CrossFit. And I'm gonna go to, because I actually have it pulled up. Um
Go ahead.
okay, there was they were on a Zoom meeting, and uh BuzzFeed was the one that put this story out, actually, where I read it. But
Uh huh.
what he said was, okay, well, this is part of the article. Hours before, he posted a controversial tweet on Saturday night that was sparked that has sparked backlash against his company. Greg Glassman, CrossFit CEO and founder, told gym owners on a private Zoom call,
Mm-hmm.
"We're not mourning for George Floyd. I don't think me or any of my staff are," according
Mm-hmm.
to the recordings that were obtained by BuzzFeed. He says, "Can you tell me why I should mourn for him? Other than that, it's the white thing to do."
Yeah, that was
He
so
says, "Other than
crass.
that, give me another." He says, "Other than that, give me another reason." He asked the Minneapolis gym owner who had questioned why the brand hadn't posted a statement about the protests across the country after the death of George Floyd. On Tuesday
Mm-hmm.
night, shortly after the publication of this story, the company released a statement from Glassman saying that he has decided to retire and is stepping down as CEO. He says, "On Saturday, I created a rift in the CrossFit community and unintentionally hurt many of its members." Glassman said, "I cannot let my behavior stand in the way of HQ or affiliates' missions. They are too important to jeopardize." Um, so, you know, he made those insensitive statements about, and he made the statement as if, all of the CrossFit owners, managers, or who, all the people that were on that Zoom call, as if he was speaking for everyone. And I mean, and clearly he wasn't, because someone that was on that private call, I mean, of course, had to they sent the call, they
Mm-hmm.
sent it to BuzzFeed.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you weren't speaking for everybody that was on that call. Everybody's not an insensitive bastard like you.
So basically, is I'm gonna. So you're saying, council culture is warranted if it's a racist, if it's racism or homophobic or sexism, in that person's past or not. You know what I'm talking about? There's certain things. You see what I'm talking about?
Well, I don't even know that it's even about it being in the person's past. It's just
But
what
that's
they've done in that moment.
yeah,
You know what
true.
I'm saying? Now, if they've done something like that previously, I mean, it may ultimately it may end up coming out, but I think that they're just exposing, they're going after the person for what they did in the moment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Somebody, I got right here with somebody as far as council culture that said, holding someone accountable isn't the same thing as council culture. There's too many people out here who haven't acknowledged their mistakes, apologized for them, nor have they gone on to make amends, that are using council culture to shield them from accountability. Do better. That's what somebody tweeted.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe it. I didn't even know about this until this other day. I was on Instagram and I was, okay, let me check this out. So I went, and it's been going on a couple years. But that's what they said. This is, according to Twitter, they were saying that comes from Generation X, the 20 some years. And they say they're not trying to hear it. That's a don't give two fucks generation. They're going to put you on blast.
Well, I mean, it's in a lot of ways, I guess, it had it not been for them or whomever, exposing these people. Well, and in this generation, I mean, in this time rather, of everything being recorded, everybody has a cell phone, you know what I'm saying? And, when they see something start to go down, everybody's, going live, or they're recording this stuff, you know what I mean? So a lot more, whereas in the past, even 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, a lot of stuff they could have done this stuff and it would never, even have been known, or, heard about, maybe very little. But, with this, in this whole culture of film everything, record everything, that's exactly what, they're doing. And that, just that alone is exposing, has exposed a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay, Felicia, thank you, baby. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. She said she gotta go, gotta run, y'all. Hi, Deborah's glad tidings. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. My 2 cents. We have Deborah's glad tidings. Is this your first time, Deborah? I'm glad you stopped by. We're just talking about right now this whole counseling people out, counsel culture. Where we're going through this because I just found out what that meant. The whole term counsel culture, and we were just talking about. I saw what's her name, the comedian Jess. What's her name, Jess from Baltimore. You know the girl
Who?
that she's from Baltimore. Jess Hilarious. Jess Hilarious made this
Oh.
thing, and she said that right now. She said we're trying to counsel out too many people. She was saying because remember when Trina had did her little rant the other week about the looting that was going on, and she got a lot of backlash. And Jess Hilarious was saying, y'all, we gotta stop counseling everybody out. Instead, we can't be doing that. We ain't gonna have nobody left. Because she said she even had got in trouble. Jess Hilarious said that some other comedian had insulted her, and she went and used gay slurs on him. And she said that was wrong, but she said, and this is her word, she said, the nigga came for me and hit me below the belt. So if you hit me below the belt, that's how it is. I'm gonna hit you below the belt. Yeah, it's called cancel culture. It's a whole movement, Miss Deborah. And we were just talking about it. She said, "Can you see the chat? My 2 cents."
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, because she just spoke to you.
Oh yeah, I greeted her. I greeted
Oh,
her.
I didn't see it. Okay, but yeah, and so look, I don't think it's that. I think that people are wise enough to know whether you're being sincere, and if they believe you're being sincere, if you get caught, if you messed up, they'll forgive you because people. I mean, we're forgiving people, circumstances, or they won't. You know what I'm saying?
Um,
I
yeah, I don't know. And maybe sometimes we're too quick to forgive.
forget. I
That
believe
may
that.
be wrong to say, but
No, I believe that. I believe that we are, as far as blacks, whether
and
you go.
here's the
Yep.
thing. Here's the thing with just in a situation like that with her having words back and forth with somebody, when you do that, I mean, if someone comes at you, depending on how you come at me hard, I'm gonna pop back at you hard. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
That's what
um,
she said. She said
I
when
mean,
she
it's just kind of, it's just human nature. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I don't know. I feel like on a certain
how
level,
long?
like there's too much sensitivity when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
certain things being said because people want to. Everybody wants to make a huge deal out of everything, and like you putting 20 on 10, like for what? You know what I'm saying? Because if a person pop back and say something, niggas, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like that doesn't have to. You don't have to go to 1,000 on that. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you just pop back at them, and like it was an even exchange or whatever, and keep
Mm-hmm.
it moving.
I
But
agree.
you can't say you can't piss me off or say something, talk to me crazy, and then but then you want to dictate how I reply back to you. That's not
Mm-hmm.
gonna happen.
Yeah. That's true, but it's just like I said, you're not going to because that's just like you can't tell me how I should feel if I'm offended. You can't tell me what you should be offended or hurt. Your feelings should be hurt. No, you're not gonna tell me that, and you're not gonna tell me when to get over it. No, you see what I'm talking about? No. Mm-mm.
Absolutely.
But I do. This is one thing I do know, especially when you have a temper. When you do things at that moment, hey, it may be you what you do or whatever, but there can always be consequences to your actions. And as long as you realize, okay, if I do this, you're willing to suffer the consequences. You know what I'm talking about? Because I know I've said
Um.
things, I've said I done thought
Yeah.
about it. And like, I know this fucked up, but guess what? I'm about to do it. And guess what? I did it. But I was very well aware and I was willing to, hey, what come with it, come with it. You know what I'm talking about? When you're just at
Okay,
that point.
but now you're not facing you're not standing in the face of public opinion either. You know what I mean?
True.
I mean, you're an average everyday person. You're not a celebrity. You're not a actor, singer,
Mm-hmm.
athlete. You know what I mean? So, they're in the like I said, they're in the face of public opinion. So, but in your private life, in my life, I mean, who's gonna judge me? You know what I mean?
Right.
And if you do, I mean,
Uh-huh.
like I don't much care. But if I
You know,
was someone who if I stood to lose
right.
something or for my brand to
Mm-hmm.
be heavily damaged by something derogatory that I said to or about someone,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, there's a level of cleanup you have to try to do to salvage that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Because I'm
But
trying to think
just,
of a celebrity.
the average everyday Joe Schmo, it is what it is.
I'm trying to think of a celebrity. I'm talking about that lost their whole career after one incident. You know what I'm talking about? That literally just killed it. You know what I'm talking about? But yep, this is true. Because especially when you're trying to do now, I don't know. I don't know if I'm not gonna say her career is killed, but not a Hollywood celebrity. Like example, Tasha K. You remember Tasha K was the hottest thing popping, right? And then when she got in that thing with Cardi B, just kept on. I don't know what happened, but I don't see Tasha like I used to. You know what I'm talking about on YouTube? Or did she leave YouTube? People
Mm-hmm.
believe that behind every action is a reaction. I'm just saying. I know that's right. You see what I'm talking about? Now that's somebody.
Right.
Think about it. That worked hard. I mean, just kicked in the doors to become a YouTube sensation. Let's just be. It is what it is. And I just know that after that thing that happened with Cardi B, I don't know what happened to Tasha K. You see what I'm talking about? It's like
Oh, I don't know
they could
what
whatever.
outcome there was from that either.
Yep. I just know I
Or
don't
I mean,
see
it could still be ongoing.
uh-huh.
As far as I
But I
know.
don't see her on YouTube. I don't watch her. You know, I had
Who?
been Tasha K. I had been unsubscribed to Tasha K.
Oh yeah, me too.
But I just, uh, but that's true. I mean, I just say that and even you may not be a celebrity, but think about it. If you have a great job and you've invested a lot of years on this place, and you know that your employees have a right to, I don't know, that they may go check your social media. Would you be cautious what you post or you know what I'm talking about? Because that's something to lose. A career.
Um, well, I mean, me personally, I mean, my employer doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and if they, well, I mean, and they're not. No, they don't really. But and morally, like, I mean, the only thing that they don't want you to do is like, we can't speak to the media.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We can't speak to the media. If if I happen to have on a shirt with the company name and logo,
Mm-hmm.
like, I have to be mindful of what I'm doing when I'm in, you know what I mean? And again, it's because, or say for instance, if I go have a drink after work, I go to happy hour and I have a drink, there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But if I feel like, I may want to turn up a little bit, then I'm going to make sure I have me another shirt,
Sure.
to change out of, because I don't want to turn up and, God forbid, say, I mean, this isn't a habit for me, but I'm just saying hypothetically, if I
Mm-hmm.
were to get into some words back and forth with somebody, again, you have people with these phones nowadays, they record everything. And then there I am arguing in a verbal altercation or something with somebody, and I have my company's, shirt
Mm-hmm.
on, with the logo. And I mean, they're gonna find out who I am. I mean, like, it's not gonna take long. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And at that point, then I'm gonna be getting a call from HR.
Mm-hmm. You know what,
You
Deborah?
know?
You brought into this was last year sometime. It was something the internet. was acting. It wasn't coming on. Something happened, and so I was on the phone with the support, and me and the
Mm-hmm.
girl was talking. Why, she was telling me what to do. We was talking, and somehow I said we got on the subject of these kids, and she said that her little boy, she had told him he couldn't have something before they went in the Target. And but when he got in, he just screamed and threw a hissy fit. And she still had on her from the cable, she had on her uniform, but had on her name tag, and said that somebody said, "I'm gonna call your employer and tell her how you're abusing that child." I said, "Oh
Wow.
no, yes, they did call, huh?" So that's what made me think about that was last year sometime. The people really will. And they don't know you just have to be careful. If you have, like I said, if you got things to lose, be careful. You know.
Well, I mean, we're totally in a different time now. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
in a case like that, see, I'd have told, look, wench, mind your business. That's
You
probably, but huh? What,
Yeah,
girl?
we laughed about it. I said, no. She said, yes, they did. They called. She said, called her. She had to go and explain what happened. And fortunately, she had been there, I think she said like 12 or 13 years. They understood. But somebody really did. She had on her tag from the
But I mean,
HTC.
here's the thing. You have a person, because you discipline your kid, or you verbally correct. You know what I'm saying? You correct them. You correct their behavior in a store. Okay, it's in public. That's not abuse. Now if you grab the kid up and you dragging the kid through the store, or you're actually physically hitting on them, that's a whole different thing.
But you think about
But
it, how many
that's something that, if it's just no, she shouldn't have even stuck her nose in that. She shouldn't have even had anything to say.
she did? She said, sure did. I just know, I know, and this is how karma works. I used to be seeing when I would see little kids throwing little fists, these little kids, I'm like, just beat their little ass, just spank them and let them go, instead of just run all on the floor, kicking on the, in the aisles and stuff. And I did not know,
Hmm.
uh-uh, that's an awful feeling to feel like that. But cause I remember one time, Christian, my grandson, he was about 3. He did me like that, and I didn't know what to do. And I thought, oh my God, all the times I said that, talking about parents. And so,
Hmm.
get your butt up. I'm gonna beat your kid. We get outside. We get outside. I was talking through my teeth and stuff.
Hmm.
And if I was not in bed, that happened at one time, but it definitely gave me a different perspective. Because I used to say it all the time. These little kids just running. You know what I'm talking about? But
Right.
I
And
never
see,
thought.
and again, everybody's, because you have some people, in that very situation, they would, be looking like, oh, don't talk. You shouldn't talk to that child like that, or
Mhm,
you shouldn't say this or
mhm.
that. Then you have other people on the flip side of that will be looking at you like, lady, aren't you gonna calm that kid down? Like, aren't you gonna do something? That kid acting
That
a
used
whole
to.
fool in the store. You know what I mean?
Mm. But you know what? This is the thing. See, Christian is artistic. However, I never thought maybe something else was going on with the child. Maybe the child just wasn't spoiled of being a brat. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
And that's true.
okay,
That's true. But I mean, just at face value,
Lana
because
said,
you don't know people, that's what you would just assume that the child is just having a tantrum. You know
I
what I
did.
mean? Like, just, or they were told no about something they wanted, and then
Mhm.
they just falling out about it. You know what I mean?
But that's so judgmental.
But
It is judgmental because that was me. I used to swear It's a bad little kid. Just spank him up. What? And then when that happened to me, that with my grandson,
Lana said, kids will try you in public. Yes, ma'am, they will. They
mhm,
absolutely will.
yeah,
But I mean, I'm from that generation where, like, okay, I got from my mother, from my mother, um, my we got the speech before we left the house.
mhm,
You know, your do's and don'ts. Basically, you knew how to act when you got to the department store or grocery store, wherever it was that we were going, because I mean, mom wasn't having it, and if I tell you no, it's no. And when we were in those stores, we didn't cut up. We didn't act, if I asked for something and mom, she said, no, we're not getting it today. Hey, I left it at that. I'd be darned if I fell out and went to pouting and, girl, please. You talking about I would have been stretched out in that aisle? No, ma'am. She wasn't having it. But again, granted, we're in a whole different time now. You know what I mean?
mhm,
But that same kind of thing, happens. You see it, you can see it just about anywhere: restaurant, grocery store, the clothing store. I mean, hell, Walmart. I mean, it's always, you can never ever go in Walmart and not hear a kid screaming,
yeah,
throwing a tantrum for some reason.
mhm, true. Mhm. But it definitely, I mean, I'm just saying, it gave me a different way of thinking, because I definitely was, I definitely was at that time. I definitely was judgmental. You know
Yeah.
what I'm talking
Lana,
about?
yeah, you definitely would get the, be on your best behavior speech. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. She said she never took them when they was hungry. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. You're just something that I mean, and I think a lot of that, like I said, again, it's just the times. I mean, um, I had respect for my mother. I
Yeah.
had respect for my parents, even though, like, well, I had respect for my father as well, but you know, my father was, well, my dad had a wife and three daughters. Okay. So my mother was the disciplinarian. You know what I mean? My dad, I can recall, and I know my dad swatted me on my legs like about two or three little licks once in my life. Once. And
A
he
little
didn't
sweet.
even hit me that hard, but it was just the fact that he did it, and it
Uh,
shocked me because he had never did it before. And
uh,
girl, I cried like the man tried to literally kill me here.
but see,
I did.
no, I get it,
But
because
see,
see,
mama was a whole different story, honey.
but see, I never had a spanking. My mom didn't believe in spanking. She believed not corporate punishment. She believed you have to sit down and write a letter, write a paper on the front and the back, what you did, what did you do wrong, how you will correct it, and it has to be from the top to the bottom on both sides. So I never got a spanking from my mom or my dad, but my grandparents, I did, for one.
Y- yeah, Deborah. Where you
Yeah, I
showed
know,
out is
right?
where you got it.
Yeah, church. Oh, and don't try to show out in church. Mm-mm. Like
Oh,
everybody had,
mercy. Oh,
like everybody had a pass to beat your ass. All the church mothers.
girl, that was a huge no.
Oh Lord, mm-mm. I ain't lying. That was rough. But I don't know. Like, and Deborah is right. She said it up early. She said she'd been a special education teacher for about 11 years. Even children with disabilities will throw tantrums when they can't. Exactly. because that's what I found out. Christian was trying. He pushed me. He knew better than to do that. He sure did. I don't have no problems no more, but he sure did. And I didn't know, where is it? Yep. This is true. But yep. So like I said, this is a whole new generation.
Oh yeah. When you would see people whisking the kid out to the bath, out of the church, you know where they was getting ready to go. They was going to the bathroom. They were about to get it.
What is that? Read, what did she say with Lana post right there? I need my glass.
Huh?
Read what Lana posted. What's up there? Lana just posted. My oldest.
She said, my oldest is special needs. She wasn't born like that. She had a seizure at 7 months, and she's still trying me to this day, and she's 47. LOL.
Oh. Lana, you stupid. Girl, you crazy.
Lana said she's still trying to.
To this day. Yes. Yes. But they will. You know what though? Like I said, it's just amazing to me how different things have died. You know, just like we started out talking about the Generation X that don't give two fucks about anything right now. When growing up, we had respect. You know, you just didn't even. If you look like you was gonna talk back to your parent, you might have your head knocked off.
Yeah, I mean, you just, like I said, it was just you actually respected. We actually respected our parents. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, unfortunately, and not only our parents, our neighbors, like people in the, like our neighbors. Our friends, parents, like we respected them too. You know what I mean? Because again, it kind of goes back to the whole village. You know what I mean? Because I know there were people in our neighborhood who, I looked up to, and I respected those people the same as I did my parents. And if we were somewhere cutting up or doing something, being bad or something like that, I mean, they would say, I'm gonna tell your mom, I'm gonna tell you that. Yeah, and they would tell them too, you know what I'm saying? They would tell them. And I mean, and hey, you say what you want, but most of the time, if another adult, came and told your parents something that you were doing, they believe them. You know what I mean? So you quite possibly called a spanking. You know what I mean?
That's true. I mean, it's just so much. I don't know what to blame
Deborah
it on.
says they also. I'm sorry. She said they also had permission to spank us, and then we got it again when our parents got home. That's what, my mother said that. That's what my mother said, what happened to them. If the neighbors or somebody, they would, hey, if they were blocks away from home or wherever they, whatever they did, the neighbors would spank them, and they would tell their parents they get home, say, we get another whip. I was like, God, dog.
Oh, y'all,
no, but I mean, for me, huh?
No. I'm sorry. I was putting this, trying to find something. I got burnt this afternoon. It's embarrassing, but it's funny. I was laying on bed and I was eating a Hot Pocket. And I squeezed it, and a piece of the cheese right out the microwave. It came out of the end and it hit me right on the chest. You know what I'm talking about? It took the skin off. I'm like, oh my God.
Look, Mom, I have you some steak and crab and lobster. Do you want it?
I'm doing it live.
So you want to eat your crab and later?
No just put it in the refrigerator.
No lobster?
Put it in the refrigerator.
Lana
Uh,
said, all jokes aside, we have to remember that at least four generations of children that were raised in the system and missed out on family. Yeah, we don't know which of our kids is in foster.
is
Wow.
that here? Somebody, wait a minute, who kids? Somebody, did I miss something?
Wait a minute.
Read that over again.
She said, all jokes aside, we have to remember that we have at least four generations of children that was raised in the system and missed
Yeah.
out on family love. We don't know which of our kids is in foster care.
What do you think caused a lot of
Oh, she means our children
yeah,
in general. Yeah,
yeah,
that
I got it when you said it again.
far too many.
Do you,
Far too many.
what I'm saying, do you think that's about when I would say what the crack epidemic came? You know what I'm talking about? Drugs caused the kids to be put in foster care. Because when do you get what I'm saying? Like, you think it was drugs? What changed the dynamics? You know what I'm talking about? Because even if the mom or whoever didn't take care of the kid, you had their kids just to live with their aunties or, family members, right? Then it became
Hmm.
here. You see what I'm talking about? Like, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, you're saying they would be the aunt or whom grandparents or whomever would
Right.
just come and get the kids without them the system, step coming in. Yeah,
Exactly. You
it
remember that growing up. Yeah.
it used to be like that, but
That's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying.
I don't know. I think a
But
lot of things, could play a part in that.
like what? I mean, it's something to think about. What?
Um, well, because people have many different issues. You see what I'm saying? They could have been placed in foster care. Like I said, it could have been the parents had a drug addiction, alcoholism. It could have been abuse. You know, I mean, the mother typically 9 times out of 10, that's the direction it goes. The man is beating on the woman. Although there are cases that's the other way around too, but most of the time it's the woman being beaten in the home, and you know she sent her children, she didn't want her children exposed to that. She either didn't have the strength to leave the man or whatever, you know what I'm saying, or a situation happened. I mean, there was a girl I knew. Well, she and I used to be, we were friends. This was ages ago. But she had a young child, and her boyfriend at the time, they weren't married, but they got into a real big argument, and they actually got into a you know, physical altercation. And what happened was I was on the phone and I heard it, right? And then I just heard the baby scream. And I just hopped in my car and I drove over there. And my whole thing was I wasn't going to get in the middle of their mess. I was going in there to get that child. I was taking her
Mm-hmm.
child, taking her son out of harm's way, because, and come to find out what had happened, he pushed her. And when she fell, when she went back, she actually fell on the baby. Like she knocked the baby down. So that's what I heard. But like I said, I hopped in my car and I flew over there, and I'm like, look, hey, he was looking at me all crazy, like, what the hell are you doing here? And I'm like, look, I'm not coming to get in the middle of y'all mess, but two things gonna happen. One, you're not gonna put your hands on me, and number two, I'm taking this child out of here before y'all hurt this baby. You know?
Oh, that was good. Alana said, seems like relatives just got tired. Their lives is messed up. People had to work, and then they just didn't care. I gotta get my glass.
Yeah.
But yeah,
In some cases, yeah, yeah. Because, and especially if you have someone that's how can that's struggling, like, whether it's with addiction or certain other problems. And if it's just ongoing, you know what I'm saying, yeah, people will help you for a little while, they'll step in for a little while, but it's just like after a while, like, dang, like, girl, no. I mean, it's sad but true. They just get tired of dealing with it, get tired of dealing with you.
Mm-hmm. I guess that because I have friends and some family members that I knew that was raised by grandparents or aunties or whatever. Back when I was growing up. Plug it up.
Mm-hmm.
But now, parent, it's just not like that anymore. Right now it's like mm-mm. They they'll put you in foster care in a heartbeat now. And I'm not, and maybe I don't know if it's their own struggles, but at least when I was the people I knew, family members, I didn't really know anybody that was in foster care. Not personally, because an auntie or a cousin would, or somebody in the family would have their kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Right.
now.
I didn't either. I didn't
Yeah, I
either.
mean, really, in person. Yeah.
But like you said, and like I said, time just brings about a change. And then when people have, either they have a house full of kids themselves, like they don't want to take on your three, you know what I mean? Or even if it's one, they don't really want another mouth to feed. It's like, they're going through their issues and, doing the best they can. They don't really have what it takes to take on another child and have a, added responsibility.
Mm-hmm. It's true. I,
Because you want to, it's a beautiful thing to have the village to help you and to step in when need be. Um, but like I said, for various reasons, people aren't as willing to do that nowadays.
it's true.
You know, it just kind of, and children, they end up, in that crazy system.
Well, I can say I've learned so much about foster care, and let's shout out to Sean Bradley, King Sean Bradley, because I used to think that all foster homes people just wanted chicks. What I'm talking about? I never thought that they're really good people. What I'm talking about?
Right.
And I've learned, and I got to shout it out because I've learned a lot. Now, there are some people that no, it's not about money. It's really do care about, especially the kids at high risk. The hard to place kids.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I would say, I mean, in my heart, I want to believe that most people who make the decision to be a foster parent are doing it for that reason. Like Sean and Andrea Lynch, they had a
Yeah.
conversation a few nights ago. That people like them are who do it because of their love for children. They want to help. They want to, help. They want to be a positive influence in the child's life in some kind of way and just care for them. But there are many, unfortunately, that do it for the money. They really do, and it's crazy. Um, you know, uh, as I know some people. I mean, they won't admit. I don't think that they would never admit that that's why they do it. But well, I don't know the lady. I mean, I know the guy well, but I don't know the lady that well. But she has foster kids, um, and it uh, from what I've gathered and little conversations I had, it's more about the money. You know, it
Uh,
helps her have a certain, you know, I guess a certain lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Or it supplements her income. And to tell you the truth, I'm trying to recall. Does she have a regular job? Even?
that's probably her job. If she have
I
a
don't think
foreign
so. But
truth,
I know she has a house now. I mean, how she I don't know if she purchased her home or she got her home from like it was a divorce situation. I don't know, but she does have a 2-story home. Um, but yeah, and I mean, but it seems like, you know, from the little bit that I was able to pick up on, you know, and I just couldn't stick around and listen to too much because because I feel like that's just I didn't know
mm,
her like that, and I can be fairly opinionated at times. So
really,
rather than me get into something or say the wrong thing, like I don't know her and she don't know me, so I just kind of scooted on away, you know, and I just went and mingled with some other people. But yeah, it's because I gathered right off like you're not doing that shit for the right reason.
read what Lana said.
Oh, okay. She says I'm from the country, and
It's
in
the that
the
one.
50s, kids were taken from their parents for no reason. Well, for what reason, I don't really know, but it happened back then. She said, I wanted my nephews and my brother and sister-in-law fought me tooth and nail and then let them go to the system. Wow. And I've been in home for 45 years. Wow.
Mm,
I mean, how
wow.
many children do they have?
Yeah.
How many children do they have, Lana?
Keep up with it for just a second. My 2 cents. Let me go grab some.
That's a shame though. That's a shame though. I mean, seems they would have really, you know, your brother would have wanted his children to be with their aunt, you know, to be with family over in being anywhere else. I know I would. I absolutely would, but I don't know. There seems to be there seems to be a disconnect, for lack of a better word, in, you know, today's society as a whole, and when it comes to a plethora of topics. Oh, they had 4 boys. Wow, but they have lost 2. Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. Wow. I would have quickly, you know, if whatever was going on that I couldn't handle or take care of my kids, I would have I'd have handed them over to my, you know, to my
Mm,
sister in a heartbeat. You know, until I got myself together or rectified, you know, whatever situation I was going through. But I know that I'd have known and had the comfort, even though I'm going through my own battle, my own struggle, I would know that my children are being loved and cared for. They're in a safe environment.
I agree. She said people don't believe that choices we make as parents affect our children. I
Oh,
agree.
they absolutely do. They absolutely do. And far more than you think. And they affect them literally, not just during childhood, but they carry that into their adult life. and throughout their life. They can be so scarred
Mm-hmm.
mentally, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that it they carry and have a lot of issues dealing with things in their own lives as adults.
Yeah.
It's really sad, because I mean we see examples of things like that, and um there are some people who, in my opinion, I feel like they just did not receive enough love.
Uh,
They didn't get, they didn't receive enough love in their life as a child. They didn't, they weren't hugged, they weren't loved on, they weren't, you know, they probably was maybe just sat in front of the TV and and just left there, you know, or
mhm.
something's wrong with them, because you can look at the way they operate now in their adult life, how they behave, and you hear things that they say and things that they do, and I'm like, who raised you? Like, what? you
Girl,
know
get out of my
it's
head.
ridiculous.
Who raised you people? Who raised you?
Right,
Mhm.
exactly, because their behavior is like, some people's behaviors are really telling.
Yeah. Hmm. Truth is a hey coyote cage, baby. She coming. I'm about to get up. Truth is a curse these days. All I do is love on them when I go home. They're grown. You're speaking truth. Oh, you heard that? All right. Mm-hmm. You are speaking truth.
Yeah, yeah,
Oof.
definitely love on them, definitely love on them, because absolutely, no disrespect at all, but they may not be getting it, or not getting enough, from their parents. So, you however often it is that you're able to see them and be around them, just do that. Just love on them. Just love them to life. Okay, love them to life.
But
Absolutely.
you know what? Before I get off, I do want to say sometimes maybe it is best if there's no one else, no one say to pick up the slack. See, if I'm having problems, me as a mom, I don't know, maybe I'm on the verge of a mental meltdown, a break. What they call it, nervous breakdown? Is that what they used to call it? Whatever the thing. But if I can't care for my kids and I don't have anybody else, a family member that can, maybe that's the best thing to do is to place them in foster care if you can't care for them. You know what I'm saying? And you just pray and hope that
Yeah,
they,
sometimes, yeah.
yeah, you see what I'm saying? You pray. And that's basically by doing that, giving up them because you're not, you can't give them what they need at that point. Something going on in your life. That is the best gift that you can give them is by hoping and praying they end up with a foster parent to give them what you can't, at least in the short term. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
You just never know what's behind what.
Well, like I said, everybody has a different story. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Exactly.
Everybody has a different story. Everybody has uh um how I want to, well, like Sean Bradley said outside, they have their own roads to hoe. Everybody's just different, and whatever has led them down that road and led them to, the point in which, they have to, or faced with the decision to give their children up, you know um it's a really personal thing, and I know that it can't be an easy decision. But sometimes it's for the betterment of the child. It's for the child to really get what they need. And when if you find yourself that where in your heart that you can't provide that,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, the better thing to do probably is to just, to let them go,
Yes.
as hard as it is, and I know for me personally, it would be, oh, I can't even imagine it. I can't even imagine it, to have to be faced with a decision like that, or be at a point in my life where I would even have to be contemplating that, you know, that's difficult.
Yeah. I don't know. What did she say? My perception of reality could really help. I disagree on purpose. Oh, Coyote does on purpose. I kind of figured that.
Well,
She said
yeah.
that.
And
You know,
I do that too sometimes, Coyote.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like to do that too. I like to go against the grain, because I mean I've had conversations with people where, my opinion was not the most popular one, but it's for a purpose. It's not necessarily how I personally think, but it's to just look at another side of a situation, because as we all know, there are two sides to a coin. So sometimes, yeah, you have to maybe play devil's advocate or whatever, to bring out a different point of view.
Uh, all right, Lana. Thank you for coming by. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. We enjoyed it. It was a good discussion. Very good
Yeah,
discussion.
thank you, Lana. Thank you so much.
Coyote, you know that I love to see you engaging. Coyote, I love to see you interacting and engaging in a chat. I do. I sure do. But all right, thank you. My 2 cents. I'm gonna get ready to get off of here, and I appreciate you coming in. My 2 cents, Lana, Coyote Cage, Felicia, uh, Deborah. I appreciate everybody that came through. All the bush people in the bushes. Make sure y'all thumbs up the video. Thank you for coming by. Oh, you
All
did?
right, darling. Well, you have a great night, and everybody in the chat. Thank you all.
All right. This is your girl Truth and your girl. Go ahead, hit it. My 2 cents. Thank you for coming
What?
through. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace, love, and blessings. We out.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.